Oh, I'm going to go with a fan favorite and say Ice
Aye.
Rod on Pedestal.
Aye.
Hi, Uncle.
Bye, Uncle. Arrow upgrade, which would be nice if we get the bow. Both of our runners off and running. We're going to be getting a time sync coming up real soon. And we'll go ahead and see what this uncle has in store for us today as we continue on day number 12 of this tournament. It's week number 2. This is a fun matchup. Both of these guys are known for what they do in their communities. We get our first map check. We do have a green pennant at Eastern. I think there was 2 other crystals in this light world. So, Uncle Bombs!
Bomb Seed! Oh, we're going to have some fun.
Well, that depends. What's going to be in this third chest we find? Oh, the mirror! That's going to make this escape a little bit faster.
Sure is. After they dispatch with Zelda, they will be able to, or not dispatch Zelda, but grab Zelda, they'll be able to mirror back to the front, saving a good minute and a half.
Yeah, a little rough here for Karaoke trying to get around that guard, but ended up hitting him with the bush, which alerted him to her whereabouts. So we're going to start with bombs in this escape, and this here is going to be a measurement of these done any practice whatsoever with bomb strats immediately.
Yep, and all the practice in the world will not make that rat do the same thing every time, so runners are going to have to think on their feet and react accordingly.
And there's Karaoke. She ended up trying to see what was in that chest first. It looks like she's trying to bait the guard over. And wow, this guard is the blindest guard since blind. Nice bomb there and finally gets him alerted, but the question is, will he stay alert? And it looks like she might be the first one done. Nope, there we go. clarisdatcom is done with the guard as well, so both of these guys grabbed the key at the same time. But keep an eye on the bomb count. Claris has 6, Karaoke has 8. There's 2 more guards that you got to get through until you can get to the ball and chain guy.
Correct, and at the end of the day, to get through escape with perfect bombs, not including the bomb wall, you use 6 bombs.
So this guard here, it all depends on how you want to tackle him. Claris gets him easily, and it looks like Karaoke is having a little bit of an issue now with this, so that makes up the difference. Oh, clarisdatcom down to 4 bombs. Karaoke suffers a death, and Claris is going to have to be careful.
A good place
oh,
they both do.
Both of these runners die. Here's the thing with the death. It does replenish our runners with the 10 bombs and puts them at the beginning of escape. Bad news is they're going to have to kill that green guard again.
Yep. But each one is now pretty nervous because unlike the NMG tournament, they do not know what their opponent is doing. So they think, oh, my opponent is already has Zelda and is mirrored back, and what's going on?
Yeah, they don't realize that both runners ended up taking the death at the same time here to that blue guard. They, for all they know, may be thinking the other one's clean, and they're on their way to the ball and chain guy. So Karaoke first to the green guard. Let's see how this goes. This is another mandatory fight. And it looks like Karaoke has decided to go kamikaze style.
Now, Karaoke did something really smart there. He picked up the bomb, and right as it exploded, got hit by the guard. Because the guard takes half a heart from you, but gives you invincibility frames.
Yeah, that's the big thing right there, is the whole advantage of getting only hit for a half a heart as opposed to a full heart, as Claris is having some issues here with this second guard. It's going to get him all right now, but down to 3 bombs. Karaoke has 7. This next guard here, the ball and chain guard, is going to be a little easier because you have the pots. You need 2 of them, and that way the guard is going to go down. You don't have to spend a single bomb. It looks like Karioki, she's going to try to bait the guard over towards her. Whereas clarisdatcom, let's see how the strategy is. Claris is going to have to be careful because the guard was going to get in the way. 20 rupees, ball and chain guard done. But Karioki is forgetting that she's got the mirror.
Hopefully she'll realize this soon, because that'll be a clarisdatcom has not forgotten, and it will be a huge advantage.
Yep, and that gives clarisdatcom the early advantage here. Mirrors right back to this front of the Hyrule Castle. Karioki escorting Zelda through. So this here is going to be a true measurement of the time that Mirror saves. Mirror was in the 3rd chest. It was in the escape passageway.
Now, if you're Claris, do you consider taking a death right now to get 2 more bombs?
No. 3 hearts filled up right now. You're going kamikaze at that rat. That's the strategy at this point. If you're down to 1 heart at this point, you're not going to do it. But with 3 hearts, you're going right at that rat. You're going to hit the hit from the bomb.
Absolutely, and the rat can do one of 2 things, really, in the beginning. He can either go north, pinning him in the corner, which is ideal, or he can run all the way to the right, and then you gotta chase him down.
So here's like the rat right here.
Yep, there he goes.
Yep, and he let go of the bomb. You just go, at this point, it is best if you just go right after the rat and take the hit. But now you can't even do that. You're down to 1 heart. You're gonna have to find some way to get this rat to die. No, wrong thing died.
Plays it smart though, takes the death, doesn't panic. But
now
you gotta think, way behind now. That's 2 deaths. Yeah. Not knowing their opponent died too.
Yeah. So now here's the thing with clarisdatcom. You get 3 bombs. You're put at just outside of the mantle. So you're gonna go back and do this all over again. And now you really want to hold on to those 3 bombs. You also want to hold on to your health. Again, the best strategy at this point is just to go kamikaze. Let's see how Karioki, how she does it with this rat. Looks like she's going, did she? Yes, she did. She got it.
Yep, nice adjustment there to the rat's movement, which is key in this encounter right here.
It has 6 bombs left over, so we're going to use 1 here to find out what's in the back 3 of escape. There's a heart container that is 3 bombs and another heart container. And clarisdatcom is able to get the key. So both of these runners are probably nervous about where the other opponent is at this point when we're now at 8-11 into the escape sequence. But little do they know that the lead is very, very small after the incidents that we have seen.
Right. They each have to think that their opponent is already in the forest.
So Karioki, first one to the sanctuary at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. clarisdatcom trailing. We'll get there really soon. I missed to see what was inside that chest at the sanctuary. Maybe we'll see a map check here from Karioki. We already got one from clarisdatcom. We already know what we're dealing with here in this light world. 1 crystal, or rather 2 crystals and 1 pendant.
Absolutely. Now, while we're heading to the forest, I wanted to say, I know we have a lot of new viewers this tournament. We welcome you, and I want to let you know we're a very welcoming community. I'm sure that you have some questions. Do not hesitate to ask them. Rick and I will try and address them. If not, there are tons of knowledgeable and helpful people in chat. Glad to help you.
20 rupees at the lumberjack tree, so we know that for that reason it's not going to be an Agnum seed. We don't know about the other things at this point. By the way, no, I am incorrect. It's 2 pendants and 1 crystal. The only crystal is Hera. And I didn't realize that was part of my job description, having to answer questions. What on earth have you signed me up for?
Well, mainly you're gonna have to answer my questions. We talked about this, you know. I need adult supervision.
I need to be paid more for this.
All right, we will double your pay.
So I'm going to get 2 peanuts instead of 1?
Exactly.
Flute
You're
inside
welcome.
the tree. Thieves Hideout has the flute. That is a nice thing to say because that's going to be routing as we make our way over to Kakariko Village.
So, only a couple weeks prior to this tournament, V29 came out. And for those of you that have been following the previous versions of Randomizer, especially the past 4 or 5, the strategy has been, if there's a dungeon, go in, that's where the items are. There's a big change in 29. These runners are going to find a bulk of their items in the overworld. I'm guessing quite a few in Kakariko Village.
Unless you're that one group of runners that had that infamous Seed Monday that really would like to burn it out of their memory banks when they got nothing. And they liked it too. Piece of heart. Another piece of heart. 20 rupees and another piece of heart. So a little bit of love in this cave.
A lot of bit of love. Seeds healthy early on. And some more bombs. Spent a bomb, got 2 in return. Seems like a good exchange.
Yeah, Claris will like that exchange better than Karaoke did. Right now, Karaoke does not have enough rupees for the bottle vendor. Neither does Claris, but Claris will get, both of these runners will get the rupees they need inside the well coming up in just a moment. Karaoke going ahead and activating the swag duck. We'll probably see Claris do it after the well.
You know, I don't blame Karaoke one bit because that is an easy thing to forget because you don't often get the flute this early.
Hey, we've got ourselves that single arrow. And we've got the power glove. And we got our first sword here in Kakariko Village. That's always a welcoming sign. Oh, we also have, great for routing, the red goo in a bottle. Why is that important?
Well, it's a great thing to get here in Kakariko Village because that will give them immediate access to an item from Sick Kid. He needs the medicine.
And so Claris activating the duck right now. Karaoke heading over to the bottle vendor. And both of these runners finding that 10 arrows is what the bottle vendor has. Puts them both at 21. Blackjack. So first Claris heads over to the Sick Kid, and Karaoke's going to go check the chicken coop. The Sick Kid has the magic cape. Oh, that's interesting.
Ooh, a runner never wants to see the magic cape early on in a seed because that gives them access, or it's one of the items that gives them access to Aghanim's Tower.
They need only one more item to have access to Aghanim's Tower at this point. That would be the lamp. So trading positions here, Karaoke checking the Sick Kid, getting the magic cape, Claris fluting the chickens. Serenading the chickens before you blow up their house with a bomb. That's nice. We do have a bomb start today, but right now the scene is being a little more forgiving. We got ourselves a sword. We got a mirror, which made things a little faster during the escape. Well, in theory. All right, let's go over to the library. Let's see if the boots are going to be required this seed. Are they going to be required, Cobb?
Yes. I want to say yes. But
Well,
not yet.
Not for those 20 rupees.
Maybe there'll be something in Desert, or the ultimate troll getting to Ganon's Tower and seeing that big key on the torch.
I think we've already seen something like that happen before. Another 20 rupees there. So this is where having the flute's going to help you out, because now you're going to flute, and you're probably going to flute to the swamp now. Both of these runners going to 7. There we go.
Yep, another night. item that, just gets you that extra minute and a half saved in the beginning. And +5 arrows for their trouble. They just their maximum capacities are going through the roof so far.
Yeah, and here 15 minutes in, there's very little of a divergence of routes so far. So both runners ending up at the same location here. And Claris is going to go ahead and grab the blue Malso to his karaoke, and we're going to make our way on over towards the mini Boldorm cave.
Yep, hopefully they'll find some items in here so they don't make a liar of this commentator that said they were going to find a bunch of items in the overworld.
Well, then they found the sword. I think that's good enough. They found the power glove. I think that's good enough. What more do you want them to find?
One item from Go Mode. That's always fun, getting that really early, because then you spend the next hour searching for that last item.
Yeah, and that's always fun when you're that one item away from Go Mode. There's the Titan's Mitt. Got 20 rupees, got a heart container. Karaoke having a rougher time in the mini Moldorm. We get the silvers as well inside of this mini Moldorm cave. So, Titan's Mitt, very good find. Silver arrows, definitely a good find.
They are just a moon pearl away from Dark World access. Claris is going to take a tiny shortcut to 8 with the flute.
Yep, head on over to the Ash Rod Cave. Looks like Karaoke's setting up maybe to do the same thing at this point. Yep, that's exactly where she's going.
Sooner than Claris, so makes up a little bit of time.
Now here's the thing, and this was just pointed out in chat. These runners have access to one of the worst trolley spots for the Moon Pearl to ever be in. The Checkerboard Cave.
They sure do. Yeah, it took me a second, and it may or may not cross these runners' mind. It took me a second to think about that. You have a very good point.
Because that is opened by logic by the fact that they've got the Titan's Mitt as well as the flute and the mirror. Karaoke getting hit by one of the crabs before getting lifted up by the duck. And where is she going to go to next? It looks like she's heading over towards... Yeah, there we go. She's thinking of it. Yep, there we go. Claris is going to do a sequence break right now, and that's obtain this old man. This is never required by logic for you to do. Because the logic is gonna think that you want, or you're gonna have the boots are on the desert ledge. That is a good find for Karaoke here. Gonna have to be careful of the Myrtle Dactyl. Be careful, no!
Still, even with that death, obviously it's gonna come right back, and those early boots are going to be huge.
Knowing that those boots are there is what she's going to want to get. Because that unlocks 2 more locations here in the overworld at this point. It makes... Well, it may get you an item. We find ether inside Spectacle Rock.
She'll also out here be able to have a lot more freer movement in Desert Palace, even though it is a pendant. The logic giving you away in there early, giving you a way to hit the torch.
Get mirrored. Get mirrored. This is not what you should be doing with the Myrtle Dactyl right behind you. I kind of like the fact that it's been dodging, but this is not what you want to do. No.
Okay, got it. Now,
here's the
even
problem.
though he's going to be thrown back, the Murder Dactyl will not be there.
Yeah, I was concerned about the bonk right there. If that allowed her to stay on that ledge, she lost that portal. And inside Checkerboard, we have a blue rupee. So Claris is now coming into here. So Karaoke looks like she's going to check Agina now. I'm surprised we're not making an immediate thing to get the boots. And we find our map check 5-6. Skull, Mire. Other pendant, is Swamp. Ooh, that's interesting.
So even though there are potential for 6 items over in the eastern area, both runners opted to go for the...
Oh! Agina has the red cane of Samaria.
Oh, that's a great early find because that item can become very trolly because it doesn't open many locations. It's important to find early in the game is things that don't open many locations. Now, I don't know if Claris... I imagine he'll go back, but I don't know if he knows that's where the boots are.
He will. And I'm surprised that Karioki has not grabbed those boots. You want those boots at this point. You really want those boots. It maximizes your mobility at this point. Maybe Karioki has... oh, no, it looks like she's just trying to dodge the guard. And, okay, so Claris is going to get this red cane as well. So both of these runners are not going to get trolled by the Agina spot. Because Agina is one of those spots where you could easily put him off until later.
Absolutely. And it is a tier 1 spot, meaning that you don't need really any items to go in there other than a bomb. So it has a very high chance of having a progression item.
All right, behind Surash, though, we have a piece of heart, 5 arrow upgrade, and a red rupee. So it does look like Claris, based on the fact that he's come back here to the Dark World. We're going to go ahead and get these boots. That's going to be a big advantage here for Claris, and that's something that Karioki should have had by this point. The fact that those boots are easily accessible at this point. Looks like Karioki's making her way back over to 6. Maybe finally... No. That's the play you need to make, because this does open up 2 spots in the overworld. The Karioki's making her way back. So now we finally get ourselves over into Desert Palace. What can we get inside?
Now, did we happen to see what the Mystery Mire medallion was? Ooh, a second medallion.
That's that Bombos right there. The Bombos is the medallion required to get into Mire.
Now, if they find a Moon Pearl in here, they can check some of Mire. Not all of it, but the boots will get them in there.
Boots will get them in there. Canis
Really?
Mario makes it a beatable dungeon too. If they get the lamp.
they would need the lamp to check the vanilla location, and depending on whether they can do Dark World or Dark Rune strats, which Mire is one of the more difficult ones. They could potentially finish the dungeon. It would be difficult, but they could.
Ooh, Karioki's gonna have to be careful of the boulders. They do 1 heart damage, I believe. Maybe it's a half. I can't remember. But oh no, it is a heart. No, it's a heart.
They're one of those damage things that no matter what you have, it's 1 heart of damage, no matter what armor.
Okay, well, we get the map here. So this next chest is going to be guaranteed ace. No, it's not going to be guaranteed anything. It's going to be the second item of this dungeon. It's going to be an arrow upgrade. So no Moon Pearl. So at this point, desert's not beatable. You can't go to Lambolas. You need a fire source in order to get there. Okay.
Yeah, and until they are sure that, or suspect highly that it's a pedestal seed, I don't see him coming back.
Ooh, flippers in King's Tomb. So boots required for the flippers.
Ooh, that's very interesting. However, Swamp Palace is not necessarily required.
It is required by the game based on the fact that Ice Palace is a crystal.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Now, these runners, they can fake flipper, but logically speaking, the game wants you to have those flippers.
Still searching for that Moon Pearl, though. The Aga Hope is still alive.
There's your Moon Pearl right there. So boots are required for both the flippers and the Moon Pearl. So this is the progression. Now with the Titan's Mitt, now with the Moon Pearl, we now have access to the Dark World.
Sure do, and Karaoke has so many options. She's taking a second to think of what her best option might be.
Yeah, and this is a tough decision to make at this point because you don't have a lot of health at this stage in the run. Hera could still be beatable. It all depends on where the big key turns out to be. Karaoke wants to get up here to find out what's inside Spectacle Rock, because remember, Karaoke died trying to get up here, which is what drew her to the Bonk Rocks.
So that's one of those cases that death actually was fortuitous.
It was, but...
Ooh, and Karaoke's saying, I think there's something in here. I'm going to go get it, not even check.
Yeah, it's maybe a good couple of seconds trying to save after taking the death. Will be gladly happy, to see that it is the Ether. So clarisdatcom is here in Eastern, and this is not a beatable dungeon. You need 2 items to beat this dungeon at this point. You need the lamp by logic, but more importantly, the bow regardless.
Absolutely. Now, once they do find both of those, it becomes pretty easy with those silver arrows.
Karaoke is taking a while to figure out her options at this point. Seem to be getting ready to head towards the South Hyrule portal, but remembers, I don't have hammer at this point. Or maybe she's trying to head here to the lake. Either way, we're going to get some information right now. So it turns out that a piece of heart is on the island. And in the big chest in Eastern, we have 3 bombs. Now what clarisdatcom wanted to find.
However, not the worst thing in the world, because he was down to 1 bomb, so that's good for him. He's going to grab the right side vanilla big key chest. However, it is not in the logic till he finds the lamp.
That is correct. Karaoke going to the hobo. Hobo has, well, that hobo's rich. 300 rupees.
Why is he living under a bridge?
Trying to keep everyone away from his money.
Maybe he got that money in a way that he's hiding out.
What do you think? He's a day trader? Karaoke's farming for rupees at this point. And we get the map in the final spot here for Claris. That's it. We're done. So Karaoke's going to get 30 rupees in here. Leave, come back in, get another 30 rupees. Leave and come back in. By then, we'll have the money for Zora. That's exactly what Karaoke is setting up for, as Claris is about ready to discover the 2 treasures of the Northern Light World. So the flippers for Claris, head on over to the Bonk Rocks, and Claris will have the Moon Pearl. Now for Claris at this stage, I'm betting that he heads to the Dark World, Village of Outcasts specifically.
Yep, that sure makes sense right now. We might even see, even though it has no fire rod, might go up to see what they can get out of Skull Woods. Especially with the Kana Samara, it makes the vanilla big key chest easy to get.
So Moon Pearl pick up there for clarisdatcom. Karaoke now whistling out of Kakariko Village. And we're going to head the longer way by the looks of things, just a slightly longer way. By fluting to 2, and now this is even longer because you can't get that from here.
You know, at this point, it may be easier or quicker to save and quit and go to Link's house like he did to go to Hobo, or she did to go to Hobo.
We're going to try this again. As clarisdatcom goes into the hole and heads into Skull Woods. 2 items inside, but neither of them are guaranteed to be grabbed at this point. All depends on the placement of the items and whether or not they're in the final section fire rod locked. We get our first thing here. That is a key that helps for routing, as Karioki does make it around this time and is able to head on over towards the waterfall, which will be her next stop.
Just gets a second key out of that next chest. Skullwood seems to have a lot of keys that in Randomizer, you don't really need too many of them.
So far, no items. And at this point, it is guaranteed that one of those items in Skull Woods will be fire rod locked. There's a bottle right there. And with one bottle in the hand here for Karioki, question whether or not she will go and head for that second one, as Claris turns to the bombos to help himself out with this room, which is nasty, it's disgusting, it's vile. 500 rupees! How much will that yield today? Is this a scam? Well, that depends on how you feel about boomerangs.
At least she got the good boomerang.
Claris getting the big key, and it does turn out that Karioki is going to go with the being a bottle, the V-Torp here on the Zora Island ledge, as Claris now makes his way back over, and it's going to be time to find out what's inside of this big chest. I have a funny feeling it's going to be the compass. So Karioki now heading over to the Dark World as well. Nothing good with the Zora transactions so far. And we do have the compass inside the big chest.
I said this last time we commentated together. I'm going to ask you again. Are you a wizard?
Yes. Any further questions?
I'm actually a little afraid to. I don't want a hex placed on me.
You're not the one running the seat at this point. Just like I'm gonna have a feeling if there's something here on this ledge. And it turns out only to be
20 rupees.
That's not what I was going to say, but I thought it was going to be one of those evil kind of seeds that decides it's going to put the hook shot there.
So, Claire's opting to check the graveyard ledge here, which I believe is a really nice play right now, because this is one of those items that if you don't get when you check Bumper Cave, there is not a good way to get back here.
Exactly, and that's the thing. This would become a loose square if Claris doesn't make his way over here now. So do it now, get it out of the way. It's just a piece of heart. Now you don't have to worry about that square on your map being something big that you're worried about missing out on about an hour from now, when you're still panicking because you're still missing that one item from Go Mode. We're going to go inside the chess game. Second item is going to be your prize for this, and it turns out to be a plus 10 arrow upgrade, so nothing really good here. Claris is going to go check Quake at this point and then mirror over to Zora. Well, can't do the Zora purchase at this point, but can at least see what's inside the waterfall. Meanwhile, it looks like Karioki's setting up to go to the digging game, where a dig between 1 and 30 is going to yield you that item. What dig number do you think it's going to be, Cobb?
16.
16. Let's count. I'm going to say 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. We both be wrong. 50 rupees the reward on dig number 8.
So if you're karaoke, do you go into Thieves Town now without the hammer? Or do you grab the frog and...
I think the answer is neither at this point.
Gonna check old Stumpy here.
Karaoke's trying to make her way over towards Hype Cave at this point. And Claris is getting ready to head back into the Dark World. Or not. When I say runners may be going to certain places, that doesn't mean go the opposite direction, Karaoke. Claris. We're going to turn in the breadsmith. We're going to find out what he has for us today as Claris picks up the 10 arrow upgrade. So Claris does open up Thieves Town at this point. Not going to go inside because we still got a few checks we want to check before we go inside. And the more that this seed continues to progress, what starts to go through your mind at this stage?
Well, at this point, I start to think about what dungeons I can get into and where I can get some items, especially once we go through the south here to Hype Cave. The amount of overall locations are going to be pretty limited.
They're spiking into Thieves Town. We get the big key in the first chest.
We also have not seen East Death Mountain yet. We need a hook shot or a hammer to get over there. But once we do, they'll be able to check. There's the hook shot.
There is your hook shot right there. So now Claris has access to everything in East Death Mountain. That may be Claris's next play here.
Yep, that's about 14 items, if my counting's correct.
7 plus 1. Head over the Dark World for another 2. Plus another 4. Plus whatever's on the mirror ledge.
I didn't think about mirror ledge, so so 15 items.
All right. Chest has 300 rupees. That's not bad to find when you need potion money, but not really what Karaoke wants to see at this point.
Yep, but we are going to get a Hype Cave check here. Is it going to be hype, or is it not?
I have a funny feeling this is going to be one of those not hype caves.
Well, just to be contrary, I'm going to say we're going to find the hammer in here.
Item number 1. There's our mushroom. Item number 2. A piece of heart. 100 rupees. A heart container. And another bee in a bottle.
Like I said, they weren't really going to find anything in Hype Cave.
You're right. They did not find anything good in Hype Cave.
So it seems like Thieves Town was the play to make.
You know, the sad thing is, both rods could be on the pedestal. The bow can't. The lamp can't be on the pedestal either. Quake could be, and it could be for something. But the hammer can't be either. And that's where we stand at this stage in this run. By the way, if Claris does not get a key from this next chest, then we know that the key is in the big chest. And of course, it is the key.
Now, I haven't been keeping track of... Oh, there we go. So yes, there is an item. Because they have both the map and the compass, there is an item in there.
That is correct. We're going to find out what's on the pyramid ledge, and Claris is going to go find out what blind yields in this run. 9 hits to kill blind, no matter what sword you have. And we find a sword upgrade at the pyramid ledge. Nice find for karaoke.
Absolutely. Do you take an early jump into pod?
Very tough decision to make without the bow. Really tough decision to make without the bow at this point. Or
yeah, and
the
lamp
hammer,
takes
or the
about 5 chests out of logic as well.
So we get the arrow upgrade from blind, and Claris is going to leave with that key in hand. One more item inside that dungeon that we cannot access right now because we don't know where the hammer is at this point. But with the hookshot in hand, it's pretty much got to be assumed Claris is one of their next runs once they get done with all this grouping of items here in the Dark World will be to Death Mountain.
Absolutely, and with that being by far the overwhelming item-dense location at this point, I gotta imagine we're gonna find something up there.
But the question is, what could it be? Now, don't forget, Karaoke does have that mushroom in hand. Will she turn it in? Will we find out what's over at the potion shop? It looks like we're going to find that out right now. And what is inside the potion shop? Oh, the fire rod!
Ooh.
That's a nice find for Karaoke.
Absolutely, and if Claris doesn't check that before going up to Death Mountain, if you find the hammer and the ice rod up there, you could go into Turtle Rock at the same time.
Oh, God, please, no. Now, it looks like Karaoke's going back up the mountain, and I'm going to assume that because she found the fire rod, she's going to make a play over to Hera, which is really the only place that she can go at this point that we haven't seen that she has access to. So I have to apologize. You were correct. Hype Cave had something.
It was something by proxy.
Well, it's still something. It's a required pickup. An A minus because the teacher screwed up on a test is still an A minus.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
And it turns out that the fire rod is not going to be required to beat the Tower of Hera, as the big key turns out to be downstairs.
Yep, but there still could be a valuable item down there.
Yeah, and that could be interesting as well. What if it is the lamp?
And Karaoke putting that $500 boomerang to use.
Yeah, that good old 500 rupee boomerang doesn't good work on those guys, though. So Claris is heading over to the Hype Cave. Will soon have the mushroom in hand. How soon Claris gets into the potion shop will be the next question. Claris is going to, Karaoke is changing the switches to the red color, which means that Karaoke wants the heart reservoir in the event we have an issue with the upcoming Moldworm fight. We get a piece of heart. That is our first item in this dungeon. I don't think we even saw what was on the first floor yet. Or rather, the second floor, whatever you want to call it. Looks like Claris is heading for the island here. And this is more just routing because Claris wants to find out what the hobo has. And then, that's not, I don't think, yeah, Karaoke didn't go down the hole the right way.
Yeah, you have to hit that from the very top or else you end up flipping that switch.
Yeah, you have to go down on the top of the hole. As clarisdatcom is about ready to get the 300 rupees, probably will try to finish off the Zora part of this run in just a moment. As Karaoke does go down the hole, we're going to find out what's inside the big chest. Big chest has a full heart container. That's both items inside the Tower of Hera.
Yep, we will not be seeing the tile room.
Drats. clarisdatcom about ready to turn in the mushroom. That's going to yield the fire rod.
So, it's going to take 3 sword spins to take down Moldworm.
And you can't take a fall at all at this point. And there's our first fall, but no hits, no foul at this point. clarisdatcom going to go check the Zora because that too, like the top of the graveyard area, is going to become a loose square at this point.
Yep, you're up here, might as well do it.
There's spin number 1. And, oh.
That Trolldorm. Now, that being said, even though she's taken 2 falls, she's taking them in the right spot. Because falling through that center hole will take you right back to the beginning of the dungeon.
Okay, there's a spin. That would now need 2 more spins to go.
Or actually 2 floors down, close to it.
Claris picking up the boomerang, and now we're probably going to see Claris make the way up to Death Mountain. And there's the start of the mountain cave that says, yep, we're going to go here now. Come on, Karaoke, you can do this. Do not get bullied by this Moldworm. There we go, we got it. And Karaoke evens up the crystal count at 1 apiece.
Yep, but Karaoke needs to go to Thieves Town in her next move.
All right, so we go into the Paradox Cave. There are 7 chests here. We start on the bottom or the top, depending on how you want to really view this dungeon. Or
It
rather,
is
this
a
cave.
paradox.
300 rupees, and there's our hammer.
There it is. Yep. So, this point, do you go into Turtle Rock?
Well, we may not be able to get into Turtle Rock just yet. Don't forget, it could still be the quake.
That is true.
Single rupee, piece of heart.
Karaoke's gonna go check some Skull Woods, and she is gonna be able to Oh, I stand corrected. She's gonna go down, presumably into Thieves Town, which is the better of the plays, because she wouldn't find anything in Skull Woods, or maybe there. I believe we haven't seen one of the items.
We have not seen either item in
Right, we haven't
Skullwood.
seen either item, so I guess I can't say that Skull Woods wouldn't pay off.
That's right. Now, here's the thing: is that Thieves Town, by logic, could be a double dip if there's a required item in that big chest.
Sure could be.
But you know that's going to be one of the last.
That's
going to be one of the last spots to check, though.
That is true. Going back there, you save that to last. Now, the reason that Karaoke wasn't able to hook that chest right there is because there is an anti-fairy underneath it. And it makes the chest unhookable. Or the pot unhookable.
It's just rude. 100% rude. Bombo is required for both of our dungeons. So now we can raise the question. Would you? Would you go into Turtle Rock? Now, right now, Claris has the fighter's sword. We do not know where the other 2 upgrades are at this point. We know one upgrade is on the Pyramid Ledge, which Claris hasn't been to yet. Our container found inside, still nothing really. There's the Quake medallion, so that would have been funny if the Quake was required to get into Turtle Rock, and there it is.
So now is the moment of truth. Is Claris going to... It looks like...
No. I think this is a Tower of Hera visit. This is a Tower of Hera visit.
Yeah.
Nice suggested strats there for Karaoke to hit the crystal switch. So we're likely going to see a play here from clarisdatcom to head into maybe the Spike Cave once we're done with this. Wouldn't be a far-fetched play at this point. Nice room here for Claris, and with the hammer, the Moldorm's fight is going to be a little easier.
Yep, and he's also going to be able to hook across to that big chest, so we won't have to do the extra room that Karaoke did.
Ooh, that's right. Yes, this is going to make this pickup of the second chest here in the Tower of Hera easier for Claris.
Yep, so Claris is heading into the petting zoo that will give him both of his items.
I don't want to be pet by these things.
I didn't name it. It's called a petting zoo. You know?
I'm just saying I don't want to be pet by any of those things.
I think a petting zoo works the other way.
I don't want to pet them either. They hurt.
I hear you, Rick.
Ooh, Claire's almost flirting with disaster there. Don't want to go down that middle hole. You'd be back down to the 4th floor. But we do have 2 hammer hits. One more and Moldorm is down. That's a swing and a miss. Actually, I know where Claire's is going next. It's not going to be to the Spike Cave. We gotta still do Spiral Cave.
Yep, we sure do.
So, Karaoke with 11 filled hearts at this point. Make it 10, make it 9. Health management is kind of critical at this point, but you've got the Magic Cave. That should make this a little easier, a little more manageable. And plus, she purchased a bottle of red goo. 5 hearts remaining. And there comes the Cape Strats now. 3 more hits, 2 more hits, and 1 more. And Karaoke has finished off Blind the Thief and will grab the crystal. Evens us out 2 crystals apiece.
Yep, and I imagine Karaoke will shortly head up to Death Mountain, do the east side, and bring these runners back to about the same location in terms of what they've all checked.
Yeah, this is interesting here. It's that at this point, these two have diverged a little bit. Oh, no, Karaoke's going for Skull Woods. We haven't seen either item yet. 20 rupees inside Spiral Cave. Where's Claire's going to go to next? I know we've teased about it, but do you make the run for Turtle Rock at this early part of this run? It almost seems to me like Claris is thinking about it.
He's definitely heading back up that way.
Stay tuned. Claris may be going into Turtle Rock. Or instead, Claris might be going to Spike Cave. That's where Claris is going. We're going back to Spike Cave. Claris hoping to get lucky with the fairies. Did not. Only got 2 rupees to come out of the bushes. So we've got 10 hearts, but there's also red goo in a bottle that he's got. So I think he'll be fine for this check. And if there's something interesting up here, it could give Claris the advantage.
Yep, so the minimum number of hearts that you need to get through this without any safeties is 11. But with the cape, makes this kind of...
Oh, sword upgrade. Interesting. That means Tempered Sword will be waiting for Claris when he gets over the pyramid. And the indecision here from Claris just makes things interesting at this point. Where do you go to next? There's several places that by logic you can beat. Skull Woods is beatable. Ice Palace is beatable. Which one are we going to? We are going to go visit the potion shop. Remember, we have not seen either item in Skull Woods, so Karaoke is going to find out some new information for us soon. Okay,
Sure
Claris is going to go to Skull Woods next. Karaoke, forgot that she had not checked this spot. Oh, got grabbed. And don't forget that there is still a possibility that Misery Mire has an item for progression, given how fast the seed gave our runners the items they needed to get in there.
Absolutely, and with the Fire Rod, they can check every single item in there except Vitreous.
Nice fairy drop there for Karaoke, and he really needed that, as Claris now makes his way over to the backside of the Skull Woods dungeon, the Fire Rod blocked portion, grabbing the extra key because that will make things easier for this final stretch.
Yep, gonna try and save a little bit of magic there, so they use a couple more Fire Rod shots on Mothula. It's gonna take 7.
And Claris knows that there's an item down here. Already saw it, already opened up everything else. So Claris knows that this is an item.
Yep, gonna have to check it anyways. Now's a better time because you might find something that, nope, not that's gonna help you.
You mean those 3 bombs aren't going to help you in this great fight against Mothula?
Honestly, I'm not even sure if bombs... Do bombs hurt Mothula?
I think bombs would hurt you more than it would hurt Mothula.
Fair point.
Claris grabbing some extra mana here to make sure that he's got what he needs for this next room. Getting bodied around by the Gyptos just a little bit, though. And now gets grabbed by the hand, and it's back to start. And remember, these runners probably aren't in the best of spirits at this point after what happened to them with the escape. And whoa, we got ourselves out of the hand that time. Nice spin. That should not have been. Now, Claris is not going to have enough magic to finish this room off, so we're going to have to go to one of the blue goos that he just purchased from the potion shop. Probably didn't want to have to use it this early. Would probably have preferred to have waited until Mothula at the very least to use it, but you've got to use it when you've got to use it.
This is interesting. Karaoke opting not to mirror.
Oh, this is a great Mothula fight setup here. I think one Fire Rod shot missed, kind of took him out, but that is a great Mothula fight there for Claris. And what do we get? We get a piece of heart, so nothing good in Skull Woods, but Skull Woods is part of our 5-6 combo.
Sure is, and if Claris has practiced Darkroom strats, Mothula is beatable, just not in the... Or, I'm sorry, Vitreous is beatable, just not in the logic.
Watch the seed gives him the lamp inside Misery Mire. Also, Karaoke finding out that the stun prize pack is the fairy, which could also help into some of the strategical decisions, because that's a free health replenishment by knowing that.
Absolutely, especially when you get into areas like Ganon's Tower. You can take a lot of damage there, and knowing this will really help them through it.
Nope, Claris is floating away. So we are not going to see anything inside Misery Mire at this point.
You know what? He may want to get another potion before he goes in there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Karaoke did not need to kill that Gibdo. Has 2 keys in the arsenal at this point. And, I think we might be seeing some beast rats here. Could we be seeing some beast rats against the bug? Yes, we are. Come on, Bee, do your work. We get Ice Palace check here for Claris at this point. Look at this bug flying around, and it disappears. And now 1.5 heart. Come on, Karaoke, no!
That's unfortunate.
That is a salt-inducing death at that point. That's the kind of death that's going to take you probably a good part of the next 2 minutes to try to calm yourself down so you can get to this next fight against Mothula.
Now, Karaoke really needs to kill these Gibdos while they are not stunned, because she's looking for some magic, and if they're stunned, she's going to get fairies.
Yeah, this just...
narrowly escaping another Wall Master.
Yeah, there's been some tight fixes against Wall Masters. Get a small magic drop, though. That is a nice benefit. It looks like Karaoke does look like she wants to get some fairies out of this Gibdo here. There we go. Let's see how clarisdatcom ends up doing. Oh, no. Grabbed by the Wall Master. Back to start. Let's see what Claris does with the bomb jump. First try.
Now, if Karaoke would go to East Death Mountain, she would find her tempered sword. And that would make this fight a lot easier.
Only if she takes a chance on Spike Cave.
Correct. Realizing she doesn't have enough magic, she mirrors out to pick up some more magic, but give her credit, she's determined. She doesn't want to leave here without that crystal that Mothula has.
And unfortunately, this is a case where you might want to know when to say when. Claris getting a key out of that chest in the freezer room has now told Claris to go check the right-hand side. That's a good move to make at this point. But I think at this point, Karaoke should probably start to consider cashing in the chips and coming back later, or going out and getting some potions filled up. Got 404 rupees, and the only thing you're going to need to spend your rupees on at this point that's required by game is the 110 for Kiki.
Now, my knowledge is escaping me at this point. Does Ether take down Gibdos?
Ether does.
That's what I thought. This may be a more economic choice for her at this point.
Oh, good. We got out of that room. Fisher Price shield, the first item here.
Now, I didn't notice. Did Claris hit the switch or bomb jump?
He bomb jumped.
You know, there's arguments both ways. In terms of a bomb.
Hopeful. Oh, we gotta do another B strat. We're gonna do a second B strat here. I hope this one works out. We got full life here. Come on. Be this Mothula. Be it. Come on, B, do your work.
Come on, B-Tor.
Get around here. Don't fly away. No. Get back here.
You know, quitting the job early, what's that about? These bees these days, they don't have a work ethic.
They don't. Karioki's trying to set up spins on this Mothula, and this might be just more of a... It might be better off just... There we go, we got it done! I was gonna say it might be just better on just to swing at it.
Yeah, a lot of times it's best to take on Mothula from either the front or the back, because it has a bit of a weird hitbox. And I don't think Claris got the last chest in there. Did
she did. She got it way back. Remember, she didn't mirror out.
No, I'm talking about Claris in Ice Palace.
Oh, an Ice Palace. I think Claris got everything. I saw him go over to the tea room.
Oh, he did go to the tea room. Okay, I missed that.
All right, let's see what we do here. Decent start. It didn't really go Claris's way, and that's kind of part of the fault here of getting bodied there by the cold stare puffs. But that's kind of the issue when you end up dealing with a Master Sword cold stare at this point.
Yeah, keeping them in the corner with the Master Sword. Not often you see it stay that way through the kill.
Yeah, now is the time you want to use your blue goo, because you do not want to have to make a walk back down here. This would be a huge time loss, and we get the cold stare down, and cold stare is going to go drop more rupees.
So
refund,
maybe worth in there. We'll see what the shovel holds for us.
Refund. Those rupees, just a refund for that potion that Claris just ended up using. But is there progression in Ice Palace? We don't know until Claris trades in that shovel. You may go ahead and do that right now. Karioki getting a piece of heart out of the graveyard ledge. And Claris is going to go and check to see what that shovel yields. Well, let's see what we can dig up. We are still looking for the bow. We're still looking for the ice rod. We're still looking for the lamp.
I'm wondering if the lamp is in the beginning of pod that no one wants to go into because all of those items are, 5 items locked behind the lamp.
Shovel dash right there for clarisdatcom and yields 20 rupees as Karioki now makes her way over to East Death Mountain. So Karioki's going to get the hammer real soon. I don't think she's going to go into Turtle Rock at this point. Now, I'm interested in Claris's move here because Claris is coming back to this portal. Is Claris going to see what that one item left behind in Thieves Town is? No. Maybe later, but we're going to see what Peg Cave is first.
I would not blame him one bit. That item can weigh on your mind something serious and cause you to make some mistakes in other places because you're thinking about that.
Oh, there's the ice rod inside the peg cave. So a good move there by Claris, not going into Turtle Rock earlier.
Yep, absolutely. And I wonder if we're going to see that here shortly now.
It's time to go back into Thieves Town. Let's see what that one chest is. This could be interesting if this is something that is a required item. And by the way, with the pickup of that ice rod, we can now officially eliminate the pedestal from being required. Officially, Claris needs the lamp and the bow for go mode. I don't know if Claris has enough experience with the dark rooms to go tackle the 4 remaining dungeons. Rather, the 3 remaining dungeons that require the lamp.
Yeah, the Turtle Rock one doesn't take a bunch of practice time to get down, but that Misery Mire dark room is tough.
Yeah, especially since it's more than one, and you've got things trying to destroy you at every possible way. Okay. Thieves Town Big Chest. What is inside? Is this something important? It is for a shield upgrade.
It is some nice peace of mind.
It is not what you want to see at this stage in the run.
Definitely not, but don't gotta think about it anymore.
You're right. You don't have to think about it anymore, but the next stop for Claris, where do we go from here? I think Claris just remembers that he's already checked everything that's up this way, and therefore it's time to head on over to our next destination. We are going to go check the Palace of Darkness.
I think this is a good choice. Really, at this point, your options are Palace of Darkness, beginning of Misery Mire, or beginning of Turtle. Really, all of these dungeons are locked behind Lamp, and Pod may be your most accessible choice, I guess is the word I'd use.
Now the question is, I still have that funny feeling that there's something in Misery Mire. I have reasons to believe it at this point.
So Chad is asking if they have checked Pyramid. Claris has checked it and found a sword.
No.
But Karaoke has not. Or I'm getting that back.
No, it's the other way around. Karaoke's the one that has the Master Sword from the Pyramid Ledge. Claris's Master Sword is from Spike Cave.
Correct. Sorry, mix up there.
You're all mixed up, don't know what to do.
Not the first time I've been accused of that.
Well, there's some bombs inside that chest. So the number of chests we have access to without requiring the bow is extremely limited at this point. There's the bow right there!
There it is.
Bow in the Palace of Darkness, and at 1 hour 19 minutes and 40 seconds, clarisdatcom could be depending on whether or not he needs that lamp or he feels he needs that lamp, clarisdatcom could be in
Lamp mode. I mean, go mode.
You're right on that one, Cobb. Are you some sort of wizard?
I am.
Good. Welcome to the dark side. There's the tempered sword for karaoke.
So that is something that will help karaoke catch up a little bit, because not only are bosses going to go down easier, but Claris is really going to want to find another sword before Ganon. Otherwise, the first two phases are going to take a lot of sword spins.
Yeah. And we'll see where karaoke goes to next. Is she heading to the Peg Cave? If she's heading to Peg Cave, that's quite a big deal for her. One last chance for Claris to find the lamp here in Palace of Darkness. Actually, two more chances. No, karaoke's gonna go get her ease of mind here inside the Thieves Town first. All right, key. And what do we have downstairs or inside this store? This is the last chance for the lamp. It is not the lamp, it's the big key. So
now,
the lamp.
First dark room here is not too bad. However, having the big key, there really isn't a point in doing this unless you're looking for a sword, because it absolutely cannot be the lamp.
Yeah, that's right. And at this point, I think Claris should know this by now. And there's the mirror. There's the mirror. Claris is going to leave. So this tells me that Claris is uncomfortable with dark rooms. She wants to find where this lamp is.
Yeah, well, he does have some of the most difficult dark rooms ahead of him, so don't blame him. Looks like he's gonna go to Swamp Palace. Maybe not.
Checking the pyramid. Claris is gonna get that tempered sword. Yeah, this is a pyramid check.
Now, I may be wrong, but I believe he may have routed Catfish in with Zora?
Yes, he did. So this is only to get the pyramid item. This is only to get the pyramid item. There's the tempered sword for Claris. So that advantage that Karaoke had offensively has not been wiped away. Karaoke making her way over to the Peg Cave. That'll get her the ice rod. Where's Claris going to next? We are going to Link's house.
Now Swamp Palace.
Hammer was not lamp locked. We had the flute well early in this mode. Hookshot was inside Thieves Town. So Claris is heading into Pendant Swamp in search of the lamp.
Yep, I think that both runners are 100% in logic at this point.
They are completely in logic at this point. The only thing that Karaoke is missing that Claris has outside of the bow, therefore needing to go to the Palace of Darkness to get to it, is the bombos. She's never set foot inside a desert.
Oh, that's a good point.
All right, clarisdatcom is inside Pendant Swamp. This is a case where these runners are not comfortable with dark rooms. They want to find where this lamp is. Now I'm starting to get that feeling that Meyer may have the lamp. Or worse yet, it could be in Turtle Rock.
Yep.
As a heart container.
Many a times you find the lamp in Turtle Rock.
Kariohki heading into Ice Palace. So Claris has a lead at this point.
However, if he doesn't find anything in Swamp, the amount of time that it's going to take him to get through this and full clear it may give Kariohki a chance to catch up.
That's correct. So at this point, it's just a battle to find out where our illumination is in this run.
This is an example of when full health actually works against you a little bit, because those sword beams do significantly less damage than the sword, and they sometimes cancel out the sword's damage.
There's a 20 rupee. That is item number 2 of 6 inside of the Swamp Palace.
Now, Kariohki wanted to kill a couple of the mighty ducks in there to decrease the lag in the room. If you don't, you lag horribly.
And what's bad about lag?
What's not bad about lag?
It gives me more time to think. And this is the case of knowing your dark rooms could give you an advantage in this kind of race.
Absolutely. You know, practicing the dark rooms and being able to do them, you know, is the difference between go mode and not go mode here.
It really is at this point, because the lamp is the only thing that these runners are looking for. And, you know, the dark rooms are difficult. They are difficult, and they're intimidating. And I say they're difficult, and you're going to have a whole slew of runners who play this game frequently refute that by saying it's not difficult. It is not difficult if you know what you're doing, but if you're green at it, you will look uncomfortable. You will not look like you know what you're doing, and you're going to lose a lot of time.
Yep. Everything's difficult till you practice it, and I don't blame these runners for focusing on, you know, probably some more tangible things, because it's not every day that this pays off for you.
We have found 3 items inside of the swamp. The third item was a bomb upgrade. We know the big key is going to be in the back side of swamp, unless this is one of those rare seeds where the big key turns out to be inside the big chest, which is a possibility.
Yep, that is possible in Swamp because you do not need the key to finish the dungeon.
Here's the next chest, 2 chests here inside Swamp, 50 rupees. And there's our lamp. There is our lamp.
Gonna mirror immediately. No point in finishing Swamp.
That is rude game. That is extremely rude. The lamp was hidden behind the flippers, which was behind the boots. The Moon Pearl was also behind the boots. Also, the hammer was behind the hook shot in Thieves Town. So this seed, if you wanted to play it logically, wanted you to go to hell and back.
Sure did. And at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and about 25 seconds, we are officially in go mode.
Yeah, there's no speculation about it now. Claris can go ahead and immediately book it to Misery Mire. No worries about the dark rooms now. Karaoke, looking at the menu. I'm not certain. Maybe she is just trying to figure out something that she may have missed. I don't know at this point. Clarisdatcom right now with... Still has to go back to Palace of Darkness, but Palace of Darkness is now just a quick trip over to the Homicide King.
This second room in Misery Mire can be a little tricky without sword beams.
Definitely can.
I personally prefer to usually save and quit. Grab a refill in Mountain Cave before I enter Misery Mire, just for those sword beams.
A lot of runners do. We have the God Mire set up. All Claris needs to do now is grab a small key out of the pot and make the way on over to Vitreous.
Yep, and I imagine he is going to grab the magic refill in the next room coming up. You may be considering some cape strats.
Yeah, I can see that, but also remember that Clarisdatcom has the bow, the silver arrows, 65 arrows to be exact. Vitreous is going down easily in this next fight. Just a little wide of the mark there, so I think Claris might just find it worth the while to reset the block and try this again, but nope. Finds a way to push it on there. That's more than my patience would be. I would just go ahead and just destroy the block and try it again.
So Karaoke does not... Oh, got a potion. Okay. I was going to say that Karaoke doesn't have bombos and doesn't have full magic. So she is going to have to use her Fire Rod 7 times and then do a bottle for the 8th. You know, and very smartly, she took a second, thought it through, came up with a plan.
Looks like she was trying to set up for the spin, but just was way too late on the timing because of all the things that happened leading up to that moment. So thankfully goes to the backup strat of using Fire Rod shots. Here's Clarisdatcom, bow in hand, silver arrows. Just gonna have to watch out for the eyes. This is one of those cases where you should try to keep yourself moving because that's gonna help you against these eyeballs.
Yep, another thing that can help you is in the beginning holding your sword out so that when you move left to right, your body does not turn.
And 2 more arrows and Vitreous is done. Clarisdatcom has finished this fight. And Karaoke has finished off with Ice Palace. Needs to make it over to the Palace of Darkness to find the bow. Needs to make it over to Desert as well to get the bombos. So what was this guy saying about Misery Mire having something? What is this guy saying about maybe Turtle Rock having something? Turns out that there was nothing important in those two dungeons.
I think you were just trying to throw me off the wizard trail. I'm on to you.
Crap. He's on to me. Karaoke heading over towards the Misery Mire area. I think this is going to be the desert search coming up. And Claris heading into the Palace of Darkness. Once again, this is now just a quick trip over to go visit our dear friend, the Helmsar King.
Yep, going to exploit the couple frames that you have here to get the arrow in between the wall and the chest very nicely.
Meaning you aren't supposed to be able to arrow that?
There's a few not many. There's a few things in this game that people have figured out how to do that you're not supposed to. Just a few.
But I wanted to start swimming earlier than this game wanted me to, okay? What is wrong with that?
Hey, early swimming lessons. This is always a good thing. Good to know how to swim. However, make sure you have not eaten in the past 30 minutes. Very important.
And Clara's heading into the downstairs portion of the Palace of Darkness. And there's Karaoke picking up the Bombos medallion.
Now, she may consider going into Misery Mire at this point to search for that lamp since she's here. Hopefully, she does not, because that will not pay off for her.
Karaoke going to pick up the key. clarisdatcom is about ready to face off against the Helmsar King. 17 hearts for these runners in this seed, plus blue mail.
Which is coincidental, because it's going to be 17 hits on that helmet with the hammer.
Meanwhile, LMG runners are wondering, what kind of fight is this? I have to do this with only 7 hearts. And there's the arrow upgrade for Karaoke. She knows that is the second item. It said desert, and it is time to leave.
So let's see where Karaoke goes. Is it 4? Go to 4. Go to 4. Okay, 7. 7. It looks like swamp is probably gonna be the play.
Yeah, but you gotta drain the swamp first. And you're not supposed to drain the swamp this way. This is unfortunate. This is going to be time surrendered that she's going to have to do again, because the minute you walk off the screen, the lake gets, the pond, whatever you want to call it, gets flooded again. And Karaoke realizes what she has done or hasn't done. Claris is going to buy some potions, getting ready for that walk up to Turtle Rock. And hopefully, finding the lamp will get Karaoke to know that Palace of Darkness is now a good play.
That's right. She still needs to find the bow. Luckily, once she finishes Swamp, she's not going to have many other options.
Yeah, the problem is, though, is that where the bow turned out to be is in the dungeon that you need it for. That draws people away from the Palace of Darkness for a while. So we are now heading inside Turtle Rock.
So what do you think? Laser bridge or no laser bridge?
We'll be kind to these runners, no laser bridge.
Absolutely. It's a horrible thing to wish on anyone. So Karaoke may be able to make up a little bit of time if she decides to gamble against the left side. A lot of runners do that when they are nearing go mode, but she is 2 items away, so she may not.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. She may opt to, because she's 2 items away from go mode, to full clear this dungeon.
Yep, that is a distinct possibility.
Claris going through the torch room, getting ready for the final part. Now the question is, at this stage in the run, with what you put up with, the fact that you ended up having an 8:30 escape, where do you think Claris feels that he is at this point in the run? Where do you think he is?
Claris is sure that Karaoke is already in Ganon's Tower.
And why is that?
Well, not only those deaths there, Claris has had a couple hiccups along the way. Played it very well, but just got into some unfortunate issues. And not only that, he has cleared everything. And whether he knows if his opponent can do darkroom strats or not, because that was a big amount of time looking for the lamp.
Absolutely, and so therefore you may think that your opponent's about ready to do the finish here. You may be wondering where the finish command is going to be. It does look like your Karaoke is going to head on over towards the west side of Swamp Palace as Claris making the way over towards the Poke Room, with the anti-fairies, the bunny beam, the skulls, and the laser, and all that other things that make that a painful room.
Now she will have to use this, or he will have to use this key, because it has not found the big key yet. And at this point, I think there's only a few chests left before. Yep, there's the big key, vanilla location.
That's the last spot it can be in, because the next spot would be the big chest, and, well, in this dungeon, the big chest can't have the big key. And just to remind people who are coming in, this is day 12 of the Link to the Past Randomizer Spring Tournament. We are in week 2 of the Swiss portion of this tournament. This is a 7-week Swiss portion. Any runner that has a 5-2, 6-1, or 7-0 record will get to join the 12 people who have already qualified for brackets based on their finish position in last fall's Open Tournament. Red Boomerang inside the big chest. We are going to go to Laser Bridge, by the way. So, the loser of this match, they are not in a bad spot. However, they are going to have to win the next 5 in a row if they want to make brackets.
Yeah, they sure are. Now, luckily, a good feature of Swiss is that they will face off against people with similar records. So they're not going to pull an undefeated runner in their next match.
Coming out of this week, 128 runners will be 2-0. 256 will be 1-1. The remainder of the field will be 0-2. Yeah, we've got some more great matches coming up on the way. Lamp was in Swamp. We're about to see it on Karaoke's screen.
Unfortunately, she has not been to Pod, so she's going to have to keep going. And Mirror Shield on Mirror Bridge, of course. Or on Laser Bridge, sorry.
Yeah, that's a fantastic location for that. We get ourselves the key in position number 3. Now notes it's time to head on over to Trinex. If you like Link to the Past Randomizer, and I know you do, I know we got some big races coming up on the way this evening. Coming up on Speed Gaming 5 at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have the match between Takazi and Siderio. And a little bit later on, well, a little bit later on, we'll give you some more details as we move along. We got some other great races and other tournaments coming up as well as we get to the fight against Trinex. Cobb, tell us about Trinex.
So Trinex is the only boss that requires the Ice Rod for the very first head that we saw Claris take down. With the Tempered Sword, it's going to take 5 slashes on each head, and then just finishing off the boss. Which Claris is doing pretty handily. Very good fight by Claris.
5 Tempered Sword hits will knock down that portion of the Trinex fight. Claris is done with the fight, and we're just about ready to do our favorite game. So Kabbalah, it's time for the big chess game. Take it away.
There are 22 item locations in Ganon's Tower that the big key can be in. If you have donated 250 bits or are a sub to any of the Speed Gaming channels, you can now put in a guess and for where the big key is going to be, and the first person to guess it will win a fabulous prize of bragging rights.
You win the game of bragging rights. There also may be Herfy Durfy's love and affection. That was something we gave away in the fall tournament. We got to find some new prize for this spring tournament. So the order is going to be based on how Claris ends up going into here. Karioki is heading into Misery Mire, which is not bad, but we know that no item in here is going to be required to beat the game. So chest number 1, small key. Chest number 2, 50 rupees. Claris is going right side. And thank you very much, Prinny Game, for that tier 1 sub. Much appreciated here from the Speed Gaming family as Claris gets ready to head on over towards chest number 3. We do appreciate everyone's support here at the Speed Gaming family of channels, which allows us to get these tournaments up and running and do the restreams for them. We'll talk more about that when we get to the end of this run, but Claris here going through, trying to get that gift out of his way. And chest number 3, we find an arrow upgrade. We have a compass. We have the butter sword. A few people asking that butter sword be in the final chest of the game. Does not turn out to be that case here. As Claris now heads, and we're going to loop ourselves back around. So far, 6 chest, nothing.
Yep, so I would imagine we're not going to see that final chest because there is literally nothing to help Claris unless he wants a 19th heart, which I pretty much doubt.
Number 7, we found the map. Karioki heading to the fish room. Don't see that room that often. There's a key in one of those spots. Bomb upgrade in number 8. Small key in number 9. 10 is a blue rupee. And 11 is a small key. Next up,
all over the place in this seed.
Yes, they are. Number 12 is coming up next. So 18 hearts. Butter sword. Silver arrows. Blue mail. This Ganon's going down easily. That was number 12. 5 rupees. No. And we want bomb strats on the switches, which allowed Claris to get about that without too much of a trouble. We're coming upon chest number 13.
Lucky number 13, is it going to be?
A bomb upgrade.
Exactly what Claris was looking for.
Exactly. Because 27 was not enough. Karioki's still looking for the bow. That's why she's still hunting down chests inside Misery Mire. And the bow turned out to be down in the Staphos room in the Palace of Darkness. So there we go. There is our big key. That was number 15, if memory serves me correct. So if you guess number 15, you end up getting yourself onto that leaderboard. We'll give our shout out in just a moment.
All right, and so Claire's heading up on to the second floor, making his way to the gauntlet. We all know that he's way ahead. However, he's got to think, nope, I'm going for second place.
Yeah, you might not be thinking you're ahead at this point. Karioki might pretty much think that she's just lost this race at this point, just based on everything that's going on. Also, congratulations to Frank Train 311, who was the correct guest in our guessing game. We'll do this again in the next Link to the Past Randomizer race.
Looks like Claris wants a little bit more magic. Maybe a couple hearts as well.
And there we go. We pick up the magic and we make our way on over towards the gauntlet. The gauntlet is such a fun place.
Sure is. You know, you can get trolled by movement, and it's so different every single time you go through it. It's how well these runners can adapt to what's thrown at them.
So Karioki is out of magic at this point and is just beating up on the eyes. This is unfortunately where that difference of not having the bow comes into play. And there we go. We get that tight's not done and over with yet for Karioki. Down to 4 hearts. Gonna have to be careful.
It needs to vary up her slashes, because slashing like this, you can get caught with mistiming.
Yeah, you can miss. He can jump over that sword slash, and the next thing you know is you've got a bouncing head or bouncing eyeball on your noggin. Doesn't happen this time. Karioki is able to finish off this fight, but the big question is does Karioki head over into the Palace of Darkness next? Karioki never went to Eastern Palace either, if I remember correctly.
I honestly do not remember.
Now we're floating to 4. We are going to check the pyramid fairy coming up here, because we now have the crystals from both the 5 and 6, which are what are marked with the little asterisk next to the crystal on the tracker, Skullwoods and Misery Mire.
Yep, and hopefully we found the book in Ganon's Tower somewhere in Turtle Rock.
Rock.
Not going to be there.
Luck was in the roller room in Turtle Rock. And no reason for clarisdatcom to open up that chest. Butter sword and silver arrows. The 18 hearts. No reason to do this at this point. Karioki throws away the bomb and has to go retrieve another one.
Plenty of cash to do so. And a half magic!
Nice place for that.
I gotta imagine that he opened that just for the sake of chat and comes up big for him.
Allows him to go into Cape Stretch for the upcoming Ganon fight, although with the Butter Sword, they don't really need it that much. But it's more of a safety than anything else at this point, as Claris had a good shot at one of the Aghanims. The problem was it was one of the fakes. Oh, that was a nice hit on the box right there. I didn't think that was going to register. Yeah,
and he got a double out of that. If he hadn't been trolled, he could have gotten a triple.
Karaoke did not get anything good out of the Pyramid Fairy, like we kind of already figured. 40 rupees in all. Karaoke needs the flute to 5.
Please don't go to
Claris.
don't go to don't. Okay, potions. Good. Good
Potion
play.
shop makes me worry, though. Potion shop makes me worry.
Yeah, that is true.
Because if Karaoke flutes to 1, this one is pretty much over with, and she's fluted. Well, she's fluted to 1. Claris will be done by the time she even steps foot into Turtle Rock. Okay, 6 sword hits per cycle, or
That's
phase.
cycle
and
1. So cycle 2 is now started now that Ganon started spinning the trident.
Yep, and there's the end of cycle 2. Claris is just abusing Ganon at this point. And Karaoke is heading to Turtle Rock.
Oh, jeez. Ganon's so mad now that he's just destroying his own tower.
Of course he is. Link's an intruder.
If I was getting hit by the butter sword, I'd be pretty upset too. Especially in my home.
Hey, did you find the silver arrows? And absolutely. And Claris is going to go feast 4 of them upon Ganon. Here to finish off this seed. There is first one. Wisely switches over to the lamp to make sure that the torch doesn't go out while trying to swing at Ganon, because that fire bat could still push you off the ledge. That's 2. That's not going to count. That bat's going to go. Oh, it did count. That's surprising. I thought he was going to go away faster. But here's the 4th and final, and clarisdatcom will win this match over Karaoke to improve to 1-1 in this Swiss portion of the Link to the Past Randomizer Spring Tournament.
With an official time of 2 hours,
Wait
2
for it.
minutes, and 26 seconds.
And there we are inside the door. So clarisdatcom ends up winning this race. It's Karaoke heading into Turtle Rock.
And it looks like we're going to have Claris joining us here. Welcome, Claris. GG.
Oh, GG. Woo.
That lamp was hiding, though, huh?
Oh yeah. I really thought I was gonna find that before the bow, but found the bow first in that first trip to Pod.
Yeah, that was a nasty spot for the lamp. It was inside of a swamp palace that otherwise was not required.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm trying to remember if the other pendants were. Let me mute my sound here.
Desert Palace had
Bombos.
bombos, but
Yeah.
Eastern was a bust.
Yeah, Eastern was the miss. Yeah, because we had that fun start followed by the weird progression chain that led you to Early Dark World plus the flute.
How were you thinking about where your opponent was after the Troubles in Escape?
Oh, I would have to have thought he was at least 90 seconds to 2 minutes ahead. I don't know if he had the same amount of issues that I did, but
You actually both left Escape at about the same point. Yeah. Your opponent as well had a little bit of trouble, which with those bombs, who doesn't?
I can do the starts. It's just that's the most uncomfortable one. I mean, bombs is just ugh. It's a hair-raising experience.
Yeah, and trying to hunt down that rat is just as fun.
I forgot about the reset that once you had cleared, once you'd grabbed Zelda, you went down to 3 bombs, and I was like, crap.
Yep, now I'm going to have to find some way to do this with 3.
The sacrifice method turned out to be the better thing, and I managed to get through it.
So as you're going about this seed, you pop yourself into Eastern. It became unnecessary. You went into Swamp after the lamp, and that was the only thing that was in there. What was going through your mind as far as where you placed in this race?
I mean, I was on tilt pretty much the first 90 minutes, and really until I hit go mode. So I really was just not thinking about anything else but myself at the point.
Well, that's a very good thing. You know, a lot of runners, I know myself included, waste way too much time and make too many mistakes while thinking about where my opponent might be.
Yeah. Now, tell me your thoughts as you were finishing off that Mothula fight. That was a pretty good Mothula fight for you. Karioki had some issues against Mothula.
I actually finishing Skullwoods was actually a spur of the moment thing. I was going to do ice before that, and I was like, you know what? I'm over there and didn't find any of the items on the first trip. Might as well just go take and do it. And it turned out to be an all right play. I mean, it wasn't anything, but it was a nice confidence boost.
And the interesting thing about this seed is at least I was continuously thinking he's something inside Misery Mire or Turtle Rock, and it turns out that there was nothing in there at all, and so therefore the right play eventually was to go into the Palace of Darkness with the bow inside.
I mean, for me, the worst case scenario would have been Lamp in Mire, because I was just not going to touch that dungeon. If it would have been in T-Rock, I probably would have been okay with that. I would have come to terms with that, honestly. But yeah, I had a feeling that there was going to be something in Swamp, and then when I found the bow in that first trip to Pot, I was like, uh-oh, there's the lamp. So I decided to hightail it over there after finding what was on Pyramid. That third sword was very nice.
Yeah, and then finding the Butter Sword inside the east side of Ganon's Tower. Now, what kind of pressure did you feel like you were going through? Because this was an 0-1 match, and you have to have 5 wins or more if you want to make brackets. So did you feel like you were going some pressure in this?
Oh, it was a roller coaster of emotions, especially after the result of my first match. I only lost by a couple of minutes. I thought I did pretty well, and then to have the start that I had, and it turned out the start that we both had, it was just it was just a very, very, very downward spiral, and then I had to find some way to recover that. But it turned out to be okay.
Yep, you definitely kept your composure and got through it in a very respectable time.
Thank you. I'm seeing him. He's ended up joining the stream. He's getting through Pod. He's finally found the lamp. Hopefully he finishes here pretty soon.
Yeah, Karioki, she's still missing the bow though. So a trip into Mimic Cave, and after this, Karioki, she's going to be down to just the options of popping into the Palace of Darkness. So hopefully she'll come across it in reasonable enough of a time.
Now you went back to back to Thieves Town to get that last chest fairly early on, while there were a lot of places to check. Was that one of those this keeps nagging at me. I got to get it out of my head type thing.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. I was, as soon as I had found out that I was going to get forced out of that chest, I was like, oh boy, what's in it? And then, I mean, Thieves itself didn't have much. I mean, it had the hook shot, but I was thinking there was a little more value in there. The fire shield's okay, but it's nothing of progression.
Nice place for the mirror shield for you to turn out on Laser Bridge.
And Laser Bridge pre-key, oh yeah, I'll take that every day of the week.
169 items out of 216. So as you get ready to head into week number 3 of this tournament, what kind of runner would you like to see you be opposing when the pairings for week 3 come out late Sunday night?
I mean, you know, runners are runners. I mean, I'm not very high in the execution department, and I'm not terribly great in the routing department, but I'm a scrapper. I mean, I like to try to follow what I can. Sometimes, you know, especially as you saw in this, I will try to stretch locations, take a couple risks. I mean, I'm really just hoping for a seed at this point rather than a runner. Something I can work with, something that can make a good race.
So going forward, does this seed make you want to practice darkroom strats or focus on some other things?
Well, I mean, I'm proficient in most dark rooms. I mean, really the only issue I was going to have was Meyer.
Yeah, that one's definitely no joke. So I understand that.
I did not want to unleash a map for that, which is why I just decided to just go for the lamp at that point. But I mean, it's really, for me, it's really just general execution. I mean, boss fights, specific room clears. I mean, I had another fun turtle room, bane of my existence, turtle room and pod. But I mean, it's the small things. If I can work on the small things, the seconds will come.
Karaoke is resorting to a potion here. It has the cape all lined up and ready to go, so we'll pick up the key in this next chest. Might be a little salty once she sees the mirror shield coming up in the next chest. Nice stun prize pack, by the way.
Oh yeah, I did not even attempt it until GT, so I was pleasantly surprised to see that, especially getting the swag net in the rupee room and pod.
Yeah, it turned out to be one of those kind of cases where it's a nice thing to see, but you're not used to seeing it after all of the bad items that were the stun prize packs that we've had in seeds, like the single rupees or a bunch of arrows you don't need.
I didn't get very many early opportunities to test it out, and I wasn't really thinking about it. So, I mean, it's usual. Hey, you get to the Stalfos room, you might as well see what it is. And hey, fairies. Wow, you don't see that often.
Yeah, just it's not something you'd think you're going to be dealing with. So Karaoke finishes off the red head, still has the blue head to take care of, switches on over to the fire rod. Takes a hit from the Trinex head. And gets the blue head finished off. Gotta watch out. Yep, that head was coming out. Nice dodging strats here from Karaoke. Can we get the third hit? Yes, we can. And Trinex is down, but Karaoke needs to go somewhere else for the bow that she seeks. Nice place for that bow, by the way.
Oh yes, very surprising.
Oh look, there's the bow. You can now technically beat this dungeon, even though you don't have the lamp. And hopefully Karaoke can think about that, because the Palace of Darkness, 3 chests are accessible. And beyond that, depends on what keys you have, whether or not the bow can be there. Let's cheer Karaoke and root for her on her way to the finish line. Karaoke heading over to the Gans Tower.
Oh,
Can't
she
go
has
there just
picked
yet.
up a book.
She got the book out of Turtle Rock, so she's heading over to the Ether Tablet to find out what is inside. How about the 18 hearts you had this run?
Oh, wow, 18. Yeah, I really stopped looking after I hit 15. But yeah, it was a very healthy seed, a very rich seed as well. I mean, I ended up hitting the potion shop a couple times to get some blues.
Yeah, if only you had the if only
Oh,
you
go
had the rupees the first trip you made to Zora.
Oh yeah. I kind of got burned in my last race because of the fact that I couldn't get around in the Zora area, so I was a little apprehensive this time around. I needed to make sure I had everything prepared before I got over there.
And then you find out all he has is a boomerang.
The bottle would have been nice too, but it had to be in it, and by then I had a couple of them, so it was pretty much a pass at that point.
Karaoke now walking with Kiki the monkey on over towards the Palace of Darkness. So we will be seeing her go into go mode real soon.
Oh, I think you're right. She hasn't gone into Eastern yet.
Yeah, but first we're going to go into Eastern Palace.
So, you picked up the Moldorm 2 chest. Was that just for chat, or were you looking for something?
Actually, that was. I mean, I always validate. I mean, I do meme it up. I always tend to validate, even if it's a nothing of consequence. The half magic was really nice. I mean, I love to do the Ganon fight with the half magic.
Yeah, you saw you go right into Cape Stretch for that Ganon fight. That's maybe been something that you weren't going to pull off without that.
No. It was a very the best surprise was the last one, the pleasant surprise of half magic. I immediately switched over even before the Agatu fight, so I didn't have to remember to re-menu later on.
Looks like Karaoke was trying to set up the quick kill of this room here with his staff host and just missed through the pots here. But don't forget to follow the various speed gaming channels. We got more a link to the past Randomizer tournament stuff coming up all weekend long, as well as into next week. Week number 3 begins on Monday. We have other various things here, and Karaoke has mirrored and I think this was an accidental mirroring. I'm trying to pull up the schedule of what we got coming up later on here on Speed Gaming. I can tell you that's coming up here on Speed Gaming 1, 8 o'clock Eastern. We have the match between Thunder Mustache versus Mutsky. That's in the No Major Glitches tournament of the Link to the Past. That's coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern here on Speed Gaming.
Yep, and it looks like at 9 o'clock on Speed Gaming 5, we have Takazi and Sidriel.
Sidereal.
I'm horrible at pronunciations.
I am too. Watch the unveiling stream where I had to pronounce 512 of you.
Oh yeah, I meant to talk to you about that. You forgot one of the laws. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's 3 of them.
I'm sorry, Kablala. La. In serious, yeah, I know I butchered some names in that.
No, you did great. With how fast they were coming, I don't know how you got. I had trouble following it watching. I have no idea how you followed it while commentating.
The tough thing is when the names appeared on 2 different lines. Like some of the names that were too long where the characters ended up going over the lines. It's hard to read it in the full presence of how do you say that name and not sound stupid when the first time you're seeing it?
Oh, absolutely. And so tomorrow, we have, oh gosh, I'm not even counting that. We have a ton of matches tomorrow. There's a link in chat right now to the schedule. Keep an eye on that as it's decided which games will be, or which matches will be restreamed. And Karaoke now has the bow and is in go mode. Yeah. Keep an eye to see what you're going to be restreamed.
We've got Oyster versus Caladrius. We've got some early matches. Walther 4 versus Newbie 404. That's at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Looks like we got Durfy Durfy playing Trank at 2 o'clock.
Phantom Ryu and the Dragon Feeney at noon.
Ooh, that'll be a fun one to watch.
Your match is tomorrow as well.
It is, and the runner that I am playing, lunchtime ATH is he is quite a good runner. I was watching some of his gameplay on his last match, and he has some. I got a lot in front of me.
Isn't he one of the runners that made it into the brackets out of the secondary tournament last year?
He may be, but he has won a number of casual races and plays very well in many more.
We get the Battle of the Z's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Justin Z versus Bad Moon Z.
As well as Gamer Cal and Kai Aliens.
Ooh. That one should be a lot of fun. Really should be a very interesting match right there.
Oh, and I just noticed somebody else's match tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I think that should be a lot of fun. That Tadaru versus Vash 1978 match.
That's exactly what I was talking about. So Adirondack Rick is going to be playing Silly Kyle 22.
Yeah, that Battle of the 1-0s should be fun. We got Jam Evil versus Duralogy. And I have a Sheriff with flashing lights. Interesting. You're going to have to take this for just a second there, Cobb.
Not a problem. So karaoke, I believe, the big key was on the right side. So just going to Helmethor, and then we're going to be going to Ganon's Tower to finish it off. For those late night viewers tomorrow, looks like, and I can't promise that any of these are going to be restreamed. I don't know. I'm just reading some of them off. But some of the runners that I recognize, but there are tons of great runners tomorrow. But Jet 082 is going to be running against Scatter at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And Ridley Dragon versus Sigma at 10 p.m. Oh, we have a great, now looking forward to Sunday, we have a great match between Bacher Bowler and Hippo.
I think we may have another good match tomorrow. I mean, you're mentioning the Bacher Bowler versus Hippo. That should be a fun match. They're coming up 10 o'clock Sunday morning.
Yep, that may be the match of the week. Those two are both very strong runners.
El Tigre versus Seven Sins could be another fun match.
Oh, absolutely. Now, which match were you talking about tomorrow? There's a lot of great ones.
A lot of fun matches still to come in this tournament. Stay tuned. Find out what races are going to get restreamed, because with a tournament this size, it's not guaranteed that everyone is going to get a restream. We try to do our best to make sure as many people can, obviously. And don't worry, the police aren't here to take me away. Apparently somebody decided they're going to go speeding down the road. Karaoke has yet to find the big key, and she's about to come across it right now. One key in hand, so Karaoke can now proceed her way over to the Helmethor King. This seed required you to gamble on the Palace of Darkness having the bow. And that was probably the thing that held this seed up the most.
Which is ironic, because that was my prediction for the starting item.
And it turned out to be the most trolliest item.
I think I said Cane of Samara was going to be the trolley item, which it was very early find, so shows what I know.
It's just us trying to get rid of that illusion that we are wizards, okay?
Don't lump me in with you. You know you're a wizard.
You don't want me lumping together with you? My goodness.
I'm not trying to join this wizard thing.
This is my third commentary this tournament and the second with you.
So what you're saying is you're thinking about not doing a fourth.
I may have my thoughts after this.
Or at least looking who your co-commentator is.
Oh, I knew what I was getting into when I signed up for this afternoon. And there's the silver arrow for Karaoke. And Karaoke now heading on over to Ganon's Tower, where we'll see her finish off this seed. And I bet she's happy finding that fairy in a bottle.
Now the question is she going to also go right side? Because if she doesn't, she's not going to find the butter sword.
And that's not that big of a deal at this stage. It causes you to have to do 12 instead of 6 hits per cycles 1 and 2, but it's not as big of a difference as having Master Sword versus Tempered Sword.
How right you are. Yep, I doubt that that would hold her up to the point that she would go searching for it.
But she is going to go buy some potions, getting ready for this final leg of the fight. Come on, let's get Karaoke here to the final finish line. I want to see some Go Karaokes in chat. Come on, let's push her to the finish line. She stops just short of the bridge, gets ready to go across. Heads into the portal. I wonder where that red mail turned out. That's something we hadn't seen at all in this run.
Yeah, geez. Couple items left in pod. One item in Eastern, I think. Definitely the green pendant. We saw all of Swamp.
We saw both items in Desert.
Yep. So Bombo's tablet.
Bombo's tablet, yeah, that's a possibility right there.
And there's about, let's see, it was 15, I think the chest number was. So About 8 more possibilities, because you gotta
Almost-
add in the big chest.
Yeah, Almost Nice could have had him as well. Could have been at the Magic Bat.
Oh yeah, we didn't check that, because we never found the powder.
So at this stage, as you get ready for your race tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, Cobb, what item are you hoping the uncle has for you?
Definitely the bow.
Oh, you can keep that bow for your race.
What is your item of preference?
Same items I got Monday night in my first race last week, the fire rod.
Yep, definitely nice to have early fire. No question.
Please remember to get that key there, Karaoke. She didn't get that key. That worries me more of the fact that a key is out there than anything else, because she's gonna have enough keys to get her to the big key, I believe.
Yeah,
She's gonna have enough small
she's
keys
gonna
to
have
get the
enough keys. She has 2 more doors to open, I believe, before she gets to the randomizer room. This one in this next room, and then the one in the fire. I don't know what they're called. Like the fireball and chain guys. I don't know what they're called.
They're called something. What help I am.
Oh, Rick, your name is Yellow. You're supposed to know all this stuff. So the bomb was just a little too close. This is going to be better. The bomb activated both switches.
Please remember there's a key here. There we go. Because if she doesn't grab that key, then it becomes interesting come floor 6 of the tower. So just around the corner from the... Oh no!
Oh no.
That's the wrong direction to go to get into the room, and now you're pretty much stuck having to go back through the gauntlet. Because there's no way into the randomizer room.
Yeah. That is unfortunate, but yeah, she's gonna have to do the whole left side again, which I imagine she'll end up doing the right side first.
Yeah, very possible, and she might go up against the Almost Knights. It's like, I think the pauses are her trying to do some looking at a map at this point. Big key was in the randomizer room. That's one where you have to go to the left in that warp room in order to make your way to the bomb wall and go ahead and do the bombing of the wall into the randomizer room.
Yeah, I think she's trying to figure out how to get back, and unfortunately the answer is you can't. From what I was told, actually, when Randomizer began, many of the NMG runners didn't even know about that room. All that's in there is 6 bombs and 20 arrows. So in normal speed runs, there is never a reason to even go to that side. You take the portal as she did.
So what we're likely going to see her do now is go up against the Armos Knights, hope that the big key's in the Bob chest here or down there. And we know it's not going to be. So here behind the Armos Knights, we find the small key, a red rupee, and a piece of heart.
Yeah, I think she's still trying to consider how to get back. And now that she progressed on, I wonder if that key's going to come into play.
Well, she's making her way back in the right direction.
Yeah, I guess not. If she goes to the randomizer room, she's not going to use any keys getting there.
Stay tuned. We got Link to the Past, No Major Glitches coming up beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern here on Speed Gaming. Also plugging some other things we got in various other tournaments. Got some wild races coming up in the near future. I'll start off with quite the matchup in another tournament that we've got here in Speed Gaming. Fast Attack versus Sinister 1 in Rockman 2. That is tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern. Also coming up this weekend here on Speed Gaming, we have the Ori and the Blind Forest Championship, Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern. And the Zelda 1 Championship coming up Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Lack Attack 24 versus Canatophone. I think Karaoke's trying to consult a map and try to figure out how you're supposed to route this. I think that may be what the challenge is. How are you supposed to get over to that left side? There we go. I think she has figured out this puzzle.
Oh, be careful. Please don't step on that portal.
You were worried about that too, weren't you?
A little bit.
And there's the big key for Karaoke. There's the mirror. It's time to climb this tower and finish this scene off. Come on, Karaoke, you can do this. There we go. And now we got the mimics coming up. That seemed like a frustration slash against that mimic.
Okay, yeah, and I think she just realized that the mirror shield will actually just block those shots.
It's not something you really know,
Right.
because you're not used to having that mirror shield at that position.
Yep.
Well, that's unfortunate right there.
You know, and I give her a lot of credit, not only for sticking with this when must be very frustrated, but you know, we see runners of all different levels of experience here. She is probably fairly new to Randomizer, but you know, when you're talking about getting restreamed in front of 500 people, and you know, you're willing to put yourself out there, that's big.
And she's not a bad runner. I mean, she
done great.
she does other various things. Like she's known amongst doing some puzzle games and other various things like that. So Link to the Past is not her main thing. You know, like some people are good at Zelda games, some people are good at platformers. She's one of those that knows how to do do puzzle games, like your Dr. Mario's and your Tetris Attacks and your Wario Woods type of games.
Yep, and Claris brings up a good point. I mean, every month at least, or more than, you know, less than a month, the game changes. The logic changes.
Yeah, you've got to adjust to that. And, you know, it's tough seeing her go through this, because this is the type of I'm lost, I don't know what type to do. Oh, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. That's not bad with the silvers there. Come get the third one. There we go.
Nice little 2.
There we go. There we go, Karaoke. And Aldarian32, thank you very much for the Speed Gaming sub. Thank you for supporting the stuff we have here on Speed Gaming. And I don't think that's textbook how she wanted to do that play, but good composure and good use of the block there to get the 3 in that first room. She's going to go ahead and do the 2x2 strat there. Oh, just missed, just barely. And then sword spin for that. So she's doing good with these backup strats at this point. And the same thank you very much to Alpha Channel as well. Thank you for everybody who has done the bits and done the subs to the channel, of course. And all the support here keeps the restreams going for all the various games that Speed Gaming is able to host throughout the year. So much appreciated as we see Karioki making her way over towards the final.
Yep, she is completely through the gauntlet and headed towards Moldorm 2.
There's 3 bombs inside of that chest, and the other one we have the red rupee. Red male still at large. So too are a little bit of life. Ten arrows inside of that chest. Don't forget the magic. Nope, she's going to leave the magic behind. For the Moldorm 2 fight here, 1 swing and 1 slash, and that Moldorm will be down. Oh, swing and a miss, and then Moldorm had her. For those of you coming on by and waiting for Thunder Mustache versus Mutsky in the Link to the Past No Major Glitches tournament, this is the finish of a Link to the Past randomizer race between clarisdatcom and Karioki. We're cheering Karioki to the finish line. We'll have the race between Thunder Mustache and Mutsky on in just a little bit here on Speed Gaming.
Okay, so she does have a fairy.
She's got fairies, she's got blue potion, she's got a lot of safeties at this point that would help her get past the remaining stretch of this. And that's right, she didn't need that magic refill. I forgot all about the half magic in that final chest. That's a nice double. She's playing it safe. Can't blame her for this fight. That's a double right there. 1 more to go. Unfortunately, a blue ball pops up. She should get this. No, didn't move close enough to him. This one should be it right there. There we go. Aghanim 2 down. Silver arrows. 18 hearts. A bunch of bottled safeties. And the tempered sword. Karioki should have this. She pops in. Interesting decision not to go grab the fairy off the bonked tree. We'll see how she does against the Ganon fight. Gets him over the corner here. Now, gonna have to be careful to try to at the 1.5. Yep, I was gonna say at the 1.5 hearts, she's gonna get dead if the trident hits her as well as the bats. But this gives her 7 hearts to deal with. See if she can't get him over to stage 3. There's another trident spin. Starts going to some sword swings there. Gets him into stage 2. 12 more hits. Going to the cape strats here. She does have blue goo in a bottle to help her through this. Did not get through the cycle. Another cycle exists here. I think she's now got enough hits to go to stage 3.
Oh, she needs to use that potion. I don't think she has another.
No! No! She
Oh,
does.
she does.
Come on. Let's get this. Come on. Be careful. You got your blue goo. Now's the time to use it. We got it. Gonna go to Cape Strat here. Problem is that she could be absorbing a lot of magic trying to get these hits on Ganon. There we go. There's the first piece of the floor down. Here's the second hit. There's the third hit. Some more Ganon warps. Come on, Ganon, please. The fourth hit. Stage 4. Oh, wow. I was worried.
Okay.
I was worried.
Magic.
She doesn't really have to worry about a whole lot of magic. Half magic and the silver arrows. This is not a problem. That's
Just
2
needs
hits.
to not fall from those bats.
That's what I was worried about with that last attempt there. Oh, ooh, that was close.
There's 3.
Will this one get her? Will she be able to get the swing on him?
Yep.
Yes, she does. There we go. Ganon is down. Let's get your GGs in the chat for karaoke. And pops in with an official SR.TV time of 2:57:36. And we'll be really fast. Hello, karaoke.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. GG
All right, I couldn't
karaoke.
tell I was on. Thank you. That's my best time.
All right, we've
Brad's
got
on
to
the
make
TV.
Yeah, first sub 4, first sub 3. When I saw you finish, Claris, I was like, I knew Bo had to be somewhere simple because you finished pretty quickly after that, and it probably wasn't running around a lot. Yeah, that's about it. I didn't know the teleporters in Rando Room. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that was what the issue was. While were you resorting to a guide at that point?
Yeah, the guide that I usually use doesn't have them labeled, so I had to quickly look up another one.
Okay. So your thoughts about this race as a whole, about that escape with the 10 bombs?
I'm glad I practiced bomb escape because I've died like 3 or 5 times before. I only died once this time.
Yeah, it was a back and forth with you and Claris. Claris ended up dying twice in that escape. One thing of note, just for next time, you can use the mirror at Zelda that gets you to the front of Hyrule Castle.
Good point. Thank you.
But your thoughts heading into week 3 of the tournament at 0-2?
I'm working towards 0-7, so yay.
Yeah, you're gonna win something out there. You're gonna get a win in here in this tournament. I have faith in you.
Thank you, Rick. I'm glad you have faith in me.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Any
you did
closing
great.
thoughts? Any closing thoughts? Because we got to get to Link to the Past. No major glitches right now. So, any closing thoughts?
I'm glad to finally get my first sub 4 and sub 3 seed. So.
All right, GG. clarisdatcom karaoke. We'll see you next week, week 3 of this Swiss tournament. All right, Cobb, anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Just another great day of speed racing for Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer. My name's Cobb with Adirondack Rick. Thank you guys very much for joining.